Hello and welcome to the next Dev Diary for Crusader Kings 3. This time we are learning all about learning, with the learning lifestyle. So let's just hop right into it and learn what these three icons mean. We've obviously got Mr. Putin here, some astronomy, and some book writing. So let's get into it and learn all about learning. It's Tuesday already. Time to take off my developer hat and put on my developer who talks about the game hat. I hope all these dev diaries have been showing off my erudition, deep knowledge, and healthy living, because that's time for the learning lifestyle. Seeking out information, acquiring knowledge, and reading everything you can get your hands on should resonate with a lot of you, seeing as that's more or less what you're doing right now. You may even have a theological bent and be praying for the release date announcement, but your prayers will go unanswered for some time yet. Here are the focuses that the learning lifestyle allows for. So we've got medicine, we've got scholarship, and we've got theology. So I guess Mr. Putin was medicine. Theology would have been the astronomy kind of one, and then we've got scholarship. If we go back up here, yeah, medicine. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess. And then we've got obviously the theology focus, and then whatever that one was again, scholarship. Yeah. So we've got +1 health and health gets a small boost, and +1 learning for medicine. Scholarship just gives you straight up +3 learning, and then theology gives you +1 learning and +1 piety per month. So medicine is the focus for all of you who want to shield yourself and court from the vagaries of medieval life. Life is short enough as it stands, and far more so if smallpox decides to take up residence in your castle, or if you're one of the easily stressed persuasion for that matter. As far as smallpox goes, I think the plague mechanics that came with, I believe it was Reaper's Due, are not going to be in CK3 from the game start. I think these are, this kind of smallpox is the kind of smallpox that we saw before that DLC came out. Which is a little bit of a shame, because that DLC was... I wouldn't say it was good. I mean, it was good, but it was very infuriating. But yeah, I guess smallpox generally was quite annoying to have back then, to say it lightly. Scholarship is a good one for those who love to seek knowledge and understand the weirdness and wonder out there. Its effects are about knowing how to improve your own abilities and how to improve the realm. And then theology is about the great questions. Who are and what is the divine? Why does the divine want me specifically to rule the entire world? Its perks offer numerous bonuses to your interactions with your faith and the clergy, so the perk trees themselves match these themes fairly well, but provide you with more detailed options. So, Theologian. I would like us to dive in head first into the realm of theology. It's a pretty dangerous thing to say, but okay. Some of the perks here are straightforward fare you might expect, making others of your faith like you more for being such a staunch practitioner, not practitioner. What the fuck? Anyway, so clergy opinion +10. Yeah, makes sense. I guess it's changed then. Clergy opinion +10 is not the same as same faith opinion +5. But as it says here, it's under development, so things have changed. Clearly. Realm priest opinion +50 has changed into +30. So yeah, things have changed. From the Council Dev Diary, you might remember the Realm Priest, who is appointed to give their approval or disapproval to the way you behave. You know, just so the gods can be absolutely certain that you deserve those sweet, sweet church taxes. It's clear that this is a very powerful perk, but can also hear you shout out for answers. Will this be useless if my religion doesn't use Realm Priests? Fear not, there's a variant of the perk for all of those out there who prefer that approach. So you get monthly piety from buildings +100% for church and state, which seems to have been not changed between Dev Diary and picture being taken. Of course, whether your Realm Priest Court Chaplain likes you or not is relevant to the fact that you can improve the way they build your religious relations by being equally good at all this god stuff as they can. So we got religious relations efficiency +20%. Religious relations is a council task. So check the Council Dev Diary for that one. Once you've considered pious and brilliant, shining example and of an adherent of your faith, wouldn't you want even more acknowledgement? So we get level of devotion impact plus 100% for radiant. Okay, fair enough. Now, level of devotion reflects how good of a believer others think you are. As with other similar values, it's gained by gaining piety, but your devotion experience does not fall when you spend piety, so it's an ever-growing measure of your life's accomplishments. Well, ever-growing as long as you do nothing to upset the church, important members of the clergy, or your gods, at least while anyone's watching. Theology isn't just about your faith, however, it's also about how much better it is than every other faith. Yeah, my god's better than your god, clearly. If you're going to be doing a lot of conversion, give the Theologian tree a look. So we have Zealous Proselytizer, Religious Conversion Speed plus 25%, very nice. Then we've got Convert Faith and County, the fervor modifier never goes below 0. Fair enough as well. Fervor, I don't believe we've been told about yet, but we still have to have a dedicated religion dev diary, so I guess that will come in time. Since the fervor modifier can be so powerful, it can be an immense benefit to prevent it from ever being negative. Now, it's really good that we have definitely told you everything about how religions and fervor and all the things work in CK3, otherwise I'd be telling you guys way too much right now. Yeah, you should just totally tell us. Especially with perks such as this, Prophet. Oh, fair enough. Oops, it turns out I finally reached the end of the line here. There's some things I can't say as much as I want about, apparently. I'll wait for you guys to get your hands on the religion dev diary. Yeah, you tease. Absolute tease. Now, back to the perk tree. Towards the end, you can get skilled enough to make some very convincing arguments for why imprisoning your vassals and revoking all their titles is exactly what your gods would want you to do. So we have tyranny gain, negative 25%, and same faith opinion plus 5 if you are a defender of the faith. And then, interestingly enough, this perk changes depending on how tolerant your faith is of others. There's multiple variations, but here's another one. Diplomacy per level of devotion plus 1, and then monthly piety plus 20%. I guess that is for Islam, or some variation thereof. At the very end, you'll get the Theologian trait, which will help provide all the learning and piety you could ever wish for, as befits someone who is in such close communion with the divine. So, whole of body. This will be the health kind of one. You want to be a court physician. So, maybe an eternal afterlife isn't your thing. Maybe you're more of an eternal, current life kind of person. Then the whole of body tree is for you. Note that this does not confer actual immortality. Yet. That would be just a silly thing to have in a game like this, wouldn't it? Again. Yet. I expect the fantasy DLC is coming. Firstly, happy news is that a familiar face is going to make a return in CK3. Wait, Glitterhoof? No, it's the court physician. It could have been Glitterhoof, you never know. Pretend this was a completely new, surprising detail that you could never have guessed. They work a lot like in CK2, but now you can do something to actually improve them, so they cost less to hire and treatments have better outcomes. Okay, that's pretty useful then, because yeah, I don't particularly enjoy losing my balls when I treat a cough, or gouging my eye out when I'm having trouble going to the bathroom, for example. Just two off the top of my head. Losing an arm when I've got a limp is another fairly interesting one that could possibly have happened. Anatomical studies, yeah, cost less to hire and they've got better outcomes. Better doesn't mean perfect outcomes, though, so probably you're still going to have some fairly wacky things happen. It's basically CK2 court physicians were like RimWorld doctors. I feel like that's a pretty appropriate analogy there. Or, yeah. Let's move on. Of course, who needs a court physician if isn't it better to just avoid getting sick in the first place? So, reduced chance of contracting illnesses, reduced chance of courtiers contracting illnesses. It's for wash your hands. Never mind the confused looks as you're constantly cleaning your hands, and never mind the fact that your pox-ridden ancestors are turning in their graves at your foolishness. It'll actually help. At least it might. There's a couple of other perks that improve your endurance as well. So plus 30% fertility and massive boost to your disease resistance. So, disease resistance refers to values that are only applied as offsets from disease modifiers. So they won't have any impact until you get sick, but once you do get sick, it won't keep you from running around and leaving children everywhere you go. And illnesses won't drag you into the grave so fast either. Lastly, if you want to improve your survivability even when you're healthy, just be healthy. Plus, significant boost to health. Yeah, fun. Sometimes the simplest solution is the best. Health is not only about the body, however, but also about the mind. I know you guys are really excited to hear more about the details of the stress system, so we're going to leave you wanting for a few more weeks. Again, we kinda know what the stress system is because they've kinda told us. Again, go look at the interview I had back at PDXCon for more information on that. There are perks affected as well. So stress gain, negative 25%. Time between mental breaks plus 3 years. Not knowing what it means is going to give me a mental break. Okay. There are two very cool perks that both come in handy in a more active fashion. The first is restraint. You can take the embrace celibacy and abandon celibacy decisions. That's going to be kind of useful. Because sometimes you get landed with a celibate character, and it's like your last line of your dynasty, and you really, really got to have a kid. So, being able to manually abandon celibacy, kind of useful. Just imagine, once your children are starting to amass, you might want to start limiting the pool, or competing claimants in the inevitable inheritance dispute, and if a few of your strong genius heirs accidentally get thrown off a roof, you can get started on some new ones again. And then finally, know thyself. When death of natural causes is 1 year away, you will receive a warning. I do not like this. I do not like this at all. This is... They said that the fantasy kind of things weren't going to be in the game. This right here, this is fantasy. This is a bridge too far, I think. This is awful. That is a terrible, terrible perk to put in the game. You receive a pop-up saying, oh, by the way, in a year's time, you'll die? That's awful. That's just bad. Why would that be in the game? Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. That's garbage. Yes, you read that correctly. It's actually possible to feel it when your time is approaching. I want to emphasize the natural causes, though. Disease and cold steel might still take you by surprise, but if you can survive those, then you can be well prepared by the time you kick the bucket, precisely to avoid the worst of the aforementioned inheritance disputes. The perk from this tree, Whole of Body, is unusual in that it does not affect your skills at all. Instead, it improves your fertility, your health, and reduces stress gain. Let's just say that someone who finishes the tree will have a hard time getting killed by anything, except for murders and executions. Murders and executions are still pretty deadly. Yeah, honestly, this is probably my least favorite tree so far. The one that we got when we were learning about the economic kind of perks, that was a little bit boring because it was all modifiers. I don't like this one because, well, for starters, this should not be a thing. This is awful. And I just can't really explain just how bad that is to be in the game. It's terrible. Say, oh yeah, you don't contract illnesses as much. Your court physicians are just better because I took a perk. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. That's just no. Just no. Oh well, let's move on to Scholar. Hopefully this one is a bit better. At long last, the most sophisticated of the perk trees, the one about knowledge and answers, and wisdom for the sake of wisdom. Come with me on this journey into the unknown, where I will reveal to you more perks. Yay. I'll be quite happy when this perk era of Dev Diaries is over and we get back to actual mechanics and stuff. I'm getting quite tired of the perks, to be honest. There's a lot of them, and I guess you kind of do need to go through some of them, but yeah, we've got what? This is either the third or the fourth Dev Diary in a row, all about just perks. I need some more meat. In the Middle Ages, scholarship was undeniably tied to theology, and that means being a good believer can aid you in being a good learner. So learning level per level of devotion, +2. The true wisdom is shown in who you surround yourself with, though, so you should surround yourself with servants who are smarter than you are. 20% of council's primary skills are added to your own. I think that's more you should surround yourself with a lot of people, because it doesn't say 20% of the best councillors. Oh wait, yeah, it's councillors, not courtiers, so I guess, no, that makes sense then. But they still don't have to be smarter than you. It's not only your skills that can benefit from your focus either, so your wards can get additional skills and become your friends. Then just imagine taking your neighbor's child hostage, educating your neighbor's child, and ending up friends instead of enemies. So I guess a bit like Theon, maybe, a bit. There are perks that help you more efficiently develop your realm, so cost of development in county efficiency +20%. And then there are other ways the tree helps you as well. Cultural fascination progress. That's new. You're going to have to wait a while before you get to hear any about what that modifier means, though. Yeah, no, that's cultural fascination. Interesting. Yay, there's something interesting in the Dev Diary. Yay. Other perks are good for making friends outside your own circle, so ignore the negative culture opinion. Yes. What? Okay, this is also... Yay! What the fuck? This is just as bad as knowing when you're gonna die. Not a fan. Not a fan. Really? Why would it... Oh, whatever. If it's just for characters, I guess. I guess it has to just be for characters, but at the same time, is it your opinion of them? Because if so, then I'm fine with it. If it's their opinion of you, not fine with it. And then finally we've got apostate. Different faith opinion +10, and then faith conversion cost -75%. That's a huge, huge number. This is just crazy, crazy high number. Wow, those are some cheap conversions for when your studious research helps you discover a faith you like better than your own. Once you're an insufferable know-it-all, you can even talk your way into making religious authorities grant you claims in exchange for your hard-earned piety. So you can use the buy-claim interaction for sanctioned loopholes. It doesn't come cheap, but with this much piety and your well-formulated arguments, it doesn't matter what the Pope says. Lastly, we have the Scholar trait, which grants a solid boost to learning, small boost to hostile and personal scheme power, as well as a modifier to development growth in your counties. Knowing stuff comes in handy in a wide variety of ways. That's it for today. Knowledge, religion, and long lives. Exactly how long, you ask? Well, I mean... exactly how long is 1 year after the fucking modifier tells you? Modding, fine, let's talk about immortality. What follows here is about modding and not used by the vanilla game. So I've been talking a lot about long lives, but not about eternal lives. Some people really enjoy seeing what their cruel tyrant queen might get up to age after immortal age. Right, yeah. Or total conversion mods where magic creatures literally live forever. Well, we haven't left you out in the cold. We've added a simple means for mods to make traits grant immortality by simply toggling a parameter. Lovely. So I guess there's going to just be a trait that is simply immortal equals yes. The easiest code ever. Even I could code this. Immortality will come out of the box with convenient functionality such as value triggers for effective age and real age and ways of setting those. To be clear, this will not be active for any traits in the vanilla game, but it makes it easy for mods to add it should they want to. Don't say we never did anything for you. Especially not when I return next week with the diplomacy lifestyle. Yay, more lifestyles, yay. And some more tidbits about various related things. We're almost through our massive lifestyle rundown, yay. And the next Dev Diary will be bring some of the most impactful perks we've seen thus far. Yay, I guess. There's been a lot of very, very impactful things so far. P.S. A lot of people ask what life as a game developer is. It's pretty much constant hard work as you try to fit together an impossibly complicated piece of art on an impossibly tight deadline. But occasionally the game hiccups in fun ways that you're lucky to get to see. When the character animation started reacting oddly the other day, Peter, one of our UX designers, saw one of the most important relationships in his life reflected in his in-game marriage. Nice. That face, though. Rest well, everyone. All right, lovely. Let's go and have a look at the developer responses over on the forums then, shall we? So, another day with quite a few responses, and it seems quite a lot of people were in favor of the dev diary. Plus 44 and plus 24, which is, it's good. How viable of a strategy is going for whole of body as your first completed tree for every character, even characters without a learning education? Even if you don't have a learning education improving the experience gain, it should pay off long term since having a large amount of health corresponds to a long life, and a long life corresponds to more experience gained for other trees. It takes approximately 25 years to complete one focus tree without any experience bonuses or lifestyle events. While the health bonus for whole of body is substantial, it most certainly does not tack an extra 25 years onto your natural lifespan. As a result, taking whole of body purely in an attempt to get extra perks in completely different lifestyle trees is counterproductive. That said, there are other benefits in living to be a ripe old age. Granted, this is all assuming you don't need certain perks to keep your council and realm happy. I mean, do you really need anything? In all seriousness, while many perks are extraordinarily useful, none of them should be so powerful as to be considered mandatory, and indeed CK3 has never been balanced with expectation of players always having certain perks unlocked. I think a lot of the perks are that powerful, but when you've got a lot of perks that are must picks, you've got to pick between the must picks, and then I guess that kind of balances itself. I understand what you said, but is the benefit enough that you can still then fill out 2 trees related to your education trait? As in, the only extra perks are the ones for the whole of body tree invested in decades ago? No. If you take any perks in whole of body, that inherently means you will end up sacrificing perks in another tree. The opportunity cost may be less for whole of body than other perk trees, but still there and substantial enough that you will always lose out on perks you could have had in other trees if you take the ones in whole of body instead. Remember, while the health bonus from whole of body is substantial, it's most certainly not enough to tack on. Yeah, there are no free perks in life. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. The captions on the Faithful and Church and State don't match the text in the images, though. Mental glitch or out-of-date info. Bit of both. Well, he's edited the post now, but I have refreshed this before it was edited, so who knows? Who knows which one's correct? Stop teasing us with unexplained features. No, I think I would prefer to be teased with unexplained features, because then it's better than just not having them there and then just be, yay, modifiers and bad perks. One day all will be revealed, just not today. Also, could you please at least consider this? Add a focus perk or trait for warrior monks. That'd be pretty cool, actually. I know I should have shown off the Defender of the Faith version for someone who has low tolerance for other religions. Lovely. But can you tell me at least... No, he can't. He's probably replying to someone else. Please tell me I see more reasonable outcomes for treatments and much reduced chances of wacky conversions. It's comparatively restrained. I guess comparatively compared to... That's a phrase. To CK2. Lifestyle traits should be in corresponding colours. We're already using so many colours to mean so many things. Sorry. Yeah, no, I don't actually agree with this. Sorry. Nope. Don't agree. What does it even mean? The death and natural cause is set in stone now, and it will persist even if we gain some sort of trait that would grant bonus health. Don't tell anyone I let you know this, but the day has already been written for us all, and none of us shall escape the appointed hour as the... Oh, what happened there? Natural cause is still based on your health, age, and some randomness. Know thyself uses some specific workarounds to function. But yeah, he's got a good point. What if you get your alarm clock saying that, oh, by the way, in 1 year's time you're gonna fucking die, and then suddenly you unlock another perk in the lifestyle tree that grants you a substantial bonus to health. Or, I guess it wouldn't be in that tree, but you know what I mean. Like, you get another perk from somewhere, you get a different trait, a different something that grants you a shit ton of health. So your natural cause's death date fucks off a bit. Does it matter? Is it already predetermined from when you get that, alarm clock notification that should not exist in the game? I don't know. Will it affect portraits? Immortality will freeze the character in an effective age set to what they were when they got the trait in question. The effective age can be changed by script effect to visually age them or make them younger for all that matter. That's pretty cool. I like it. How viable of a strategy is going for whole of body in your first complete... Oh, he's already said. How similar to the Reaper's Due system is the illness system, will be the symptom traits. It's a little more streamlined and there aren't any separate symptoms. One disease might turn out to be another over time, though, in specific cases. How do you know what joke I was going to make? Can you read minds? Are you reading mine? Intrigue Dev Diary. Yes, lovely. Will it affect portraits? Yeah, I've seen that. Portrait age is static if you're immortal. Child portraits are no longer a thing, though. Portraits age gradually, but a 10-year-old immortal will forever look 10, unless the mod changes their effective age, which CK3 supports. Lovely. I do quite like that. So maybe when we get things like mods for elves, who would be functionally immortal, you know, they're going to have that immortality trait from birth, but you're still going to see them grow up to reach an age, and then they're just going to stay at that age. So I guess that's pretty cool. It's nice that they've it's nice that they've put that in for people who will be modding the game, and people who will be downloading said mods and playing said mods, as I am definitely going to be doing. I do think that there's going to be some rebalance mods for the perk trees, though. Honestly, I think that's probably going to be pretty high on the mod priority list, because there's some perks in here, like I said, the death clock, that are just ridiculous, and that should, in my opinion, probably be removed. And I'm sure if my memory was better, I'd be able to pick out other ones that we've been shown that I don't think should be there. Like, I can remember thinking that about some different perks in previous dev diaries, but my memory is just so bad that I can't think of what the specifics of them are. So yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some kind of rebalance mod going on. Let's just keep this lovely image open while we chat about the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the case, isn't it? My opinion is just my opinion, and everyone plays CK2 differently, so the way I play CK2 doesn't line up with, you know, having a death clock. But then somebody else's, that could be amazing for them, and they think that's fantastic that it's in the game, and they love it, and they're going to go for it because that's really what they want, and that would suit their playstyle perfectly. And that's fine. But I don't think I'm going to be the only one who thinks that perk is ridiculous, and I think that somebody's probably going to mod it out. That's just my thoughts on it. But I'd love to know your thoughts on it. So do you agree with me that Death Clock is kind of stupid? Know thyself? Or do you really like that it's in there? Will you take it immediately? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below, though, so please do leave them there. Pop a like if you liked the video. If you want to keep up to date with all CK3 news and updates, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.